Now, ladies and gentlemen, across the thousands of different comments I receive every single month across my YouTube channel, which is absolutely insane, thank you so much. One of the most common questions I receive on a monthly basis, almost daily sometimes, is when is the best time to buy into Counter-Strike? Is it right now? Is it 6 months from now? Should you buy during an operation? Should you wait for some sort of dip during a 75% off sale for a major? Or is it something completely different? And in today's video, well, we're going to discuss that. This past year in 2022 has been by far the most profitable year for CSGO investments and any play skin holders, just from holding anything really. If you were holding 50 revolver cases last year for 5 cents, well now those are 50 cents a pop, which that's a huge increase right there. So by the end of today's video, I want you guys to have a better understanding of when and when not to buy into Counter-Strike and what's the foreseeable future looking like. Are we going to see a dip and what has to come for that to happen? Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, SkinsMonkey.
Now today's video sponsor is of course SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly, trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in-game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
So prices this year are absolutely crazy. Halfway through March, I thought things were going to start to go back down, but little did I know they started going back up and kept going up until now. It's something that's correlated with that people really haven't caught on to until the past few months is the player count. The player count is a huge thing with the prices going up. And similar to player numbers going up and us not noticing that, what we're also not noticing is the different types of people coming to CSGO. Different audiences that like different things in the game are acquiring different items, and most people have a decent amount of money that they're willing to spend. People like OniPixel and people that are creating sticker crafts and more throughout every single year are a very big factor in these prices rising so much. It's very addicting, and I suggest you kind of try it, but don't get too addicted. But that's something I think personally that's risen the prices quite a bit. And with everything going as great as it is, with even no operation, no major up until now, things have to come to an end eventually. Things we should take into account here are the players are staying engaged, including myself and thousands of others, if not millions. People are interested with little nothing to do in game. We're currently happy with the community market. We're currently happy with where prices are sitting, especially profit wise. But where people aren't is of course with buying in. With nothing going on for CS, like a new sort of game like Source 2, or even something additional like an operation, some sort of DLC, and barely anything to watch up until now with the Rio Major, it's very dangerous for CSGO investing and for CSGO prices, but in a very positive way. Things are gonna keep going up if this keeps happening and people are staying engaged. So right now, prices don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. And whenever I hear some sort of streamer, YouTuber, or someone on Twitter give some sort of advice on when to buy into something, especially cases or really anything in CS when prices are going to fall, is most people say just wait till the next operation or wait till the next big event. But what if that and when is that going to happen? The past 3 years, Valve has very much spoiled us with operations. We've gotten one every single year right around the same time. Who's to say we won't get one very soon? I think it's a decent possibility, but what if we don't? And what if we do, of course? That's something you have to keep into account. You don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks. And this is for when the length of you buying into something inside of Counter-Strike really matters. See, if you were to buy into CS right now, it's not that big of a deal because you're going to be waiting probably the next 2 or 3 years. You're probably going to see some sort of price dip like we have in the past that's going to maybe be there for 6 or 7 months. We don't know. And then after that, things are going to rise higher than they are even right now. But people want to wait until that dip, which might not even come. And if you're playing for the short-term game, well, what if you invest right now and then boom, prices crash? You're going to be stuck holding those items probably for the next 5 to 6 months. And that's quite opposite what you want to do with any sort of investment, but especially inside of CS, you don't want to buy high and then sell low. You want to do the opposite. Let's talk about and play a hypothetical scenario right here. Let's just say an operation drops or gets announced at the very end of the Rio Major. There's some sort of trailer that gets everyone hyped up. Where are the prices going and what are they going to look like? Well, I think there's a couple things people need to take into account. Number one is how the skins are going to look. If they're nothing great and they're nothing really new from what we've seen before, if they're reused garbage, if they're not really any creative new golds, if the collections are not very good, maybe there's not any good maps. People aren't going to want to sell their old stuff. But even if there is, with as big as CS is right now and is growing and is going to be during then, what makes people think people are going to sell their items for 10 times cheaper? That's what most people are getting at when people are suggesting buying into when an operation drops. Cases are a really good example of this. The supply and demand of cases this year has been absolutely just bamboozled. The clutch case is the most open case every single month throughout 2022 by far, and this is just a prime example. It's actively dropping. Some of the newer cases as well, such as the Dreams and Nightmares and Recoil case, are brand new, and just as little as a year ago, something like that would only be 3 to 10 cents. Those are still almost $1 on the community market just a year later. There's just simply not enough cases for how many people are wanting to open cases and play the game at the exact same time. We're just not getting as many dropped as people want to open them, essentially. And with that, you have to factor in other things as well. The insane demand with cases goes to skins, because that's how you get skins. So I can see possibly a short-term dip when the operation comes, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. And I think the current status of CS right now anyway, with the high player count with nothing going on, is actually a very, very good sign. It's kind of like a safe-proof thing in a way, where we know if nothing's good or nothing's going on, the market's still going to be fine. The game's also still going to be thriving. People just want to play the game and unbox cases and are happy with buying skins. So right now, I think it all comes down to when and how you're investing. If you're going for the short term of things, I think CS probably isn't your game. It also isn't for you. I think you should go into something completely different, possibly the stock market. CS is a really weird market. Things can change at any point in time. A whole update can break the game, which can crash prices for a short period or a long period. The long term is always the play you want to go, especially if you're playing the game. It's the most fun, and it's the best way, in my personal opinion, to invest your money. If you play the game every single day and you invest a couple grand into cases, gloves, knives, a play skins investment combo, cases and stickers, it's very fun and very entertaining for you. But alongside that, while you're playing, you get to see your skins rise in price every day you log on. And that's why I think CS benefits the most amount of people. So I would say currently right now, if you're going in for the long term, at least 1.5 years, I don't think it's the worst opportunity to buy in what you wanted to a couple months ago, and the prices have risen even more. The best advice I have for something that goes up in a very short period of time, if you're unsure, check the graphs on different websites, check the buff prices, check the Steam market, of course, check how many cases, if that's what you're going into, are unboxed every single month. Are the skins inside of it good? If they have risen in price in a very short period of time, advice on that, and what I've told people in the past, and I continue to do so today, is wait just the next 2 or 3 weeks. If they keep going up, then probably it's a good idea to do so. And make sure it's not a community driven thing. If it's some sort of community hype, for an example, if a content creator or someone on Twitter, for an example, really likes a sticker, let's take OniPixel in this case, he really likes the MLG Columbus Luminosity Holo. This shot that price up quite a bit. People were very unsure if they should invest in that at the time. Ended up being a safe investment because it kept going up, and it's still very stable in price and still goes up today. The opposite of that, just the other day, the Wildfire case was bought for 3,000 of them on the market at almost $1. That drove up the price of the Wildfire case to $1.10 on the Steam market. People asked, because it went up so much and was a really good return, if they should buy into it at that point. In a situation like that, you want to wait as long as possible to see how that's going to play out. People waited just 3 or 4 days. You got to see the price go down even more, and you got to see that it most likely was market manipulation or some guy just wanting to invest in some of it. So that's my best advice when buying into CS, and also when to buy in. It really just comes down to how long you're willing to wait for some CS items to go up. I think, in my personal opinion, it's best to try and play the game while you're doing it, because if you're just in CS for the money, I mean, sure, it's great as an investment. Your money's most likely safe. It just doesn't really feel the same, if that makes any sense. I know a lot of people that just put money into CS or make YouTube videos, for example, and they barely play the game, and it's different. I play every single day, and I love this game with a passion and for my life, really. Love to hear what you guys think down below. Let me know. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.